This is Duke University.
What evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
Hi everyone, and welcome to devilTech. Today I'm joined by Cabell Smith, an instructor at OLLI, and we're going to talk about using technology in the classroom. First off, Cabell, welcome. And why don't you tell us what OLLI is?
OLLI is an acronym for the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute. It's a national network. Colleges and universities around the country participate in it. It's primarily designed for retired learners, people who want to keep on learning. Courses range widely. They've had hundreds of courses.
Oh, excellent. And this isn't your first experience here at Duke. Why don't you give us a little bit about your background here?
I was at Duke at the Office of News and Communications for about 15 years, and my role was Radio Television Services Manager.
So talking about radio, something that you're very passionate about, is that how you came up with the class?
Yeah, I had always had a strong interest in what we call the golden age of radio, the 1930s, 1940s, the early days. I asked the members of the curriculum committee with OLLI, and they said there had not been such a course. If I would like to propose one and design it, they'd like to try it, and so they were very helpful with doing that. And we wound up with, I think, 24 students in our first class. I'll probably teach the class again in an upcoming term.
Now, obviously, audio samples is going to be very important to the course. What were your methods in preparation for the course? How did that go?
Primarily, what I was looking for was, as you say, audio clips from the actual radio shows themselves, be they comedies or mysteries or westerns or newscasts. We tried to cover all the primary genres of the medium. I also was able to use a number of YouTube video clips. Basically, a lot of those came from film footage of the time and would be narrated to give background on the radio program itself. I used a lot of graphics in the class as well, obtained mainly through Google Images. Once I would find the media, I would often find it in full-length format, half-hour or an hour program. I only wanted a minute or two for my class. So I was able to use Soundtrack Pro, which was Apple's audio editing program with the Final Cut suite, and I still use that at home. And I was able to use a program called the Aimersoft Music Recorder to actually find and download audio clips from the internet. So a little bit of video, primarily audio, and a lot of graphics.
And for this, it was under fair use because you were using it to instruct a class. But I would mention that we have here at Duke a scholarly toolkit for people to use and to reference when downloading media from the internet, so you can be absolutely sure that what you're doing is within copyright and intellectual property law. And I would also mention that we have a lot of those tools here at the MPS Studio and MPS East, which is in the Lilly Library, and MPS West, which is in the Perkins Library. We have a lot of these similar audio tools for folks working on projects that are similar. So what problems did you run into when you were first starting to work on the technology aspects of the course?
Well, I had never used this particular program, Keynote, with the kind help of OIT, and the lynda.com training site. Was able to learn enough to make a fairly polished presentation each week for the course. So I would certainly suggest that anybody who is starting to put together these kind of classroom presentations, good place to start would be with Duke's OIT.
Now, and here at the MPS we also have staffed workers that can assist when people are coming in. If you have questions about Keynote or audio editing during staffed hours, there are people here that can help with that. In the classroom, what kind of tools were you using to actually do the presentation?
I was able to use a small remote, which is a Satechi Bluetooth remote, so that I was able then to move about the classroom to advance slides, to play audio, and to go back as I needed to move about within the presentation. So that was a very handy tool. And then each class, we also made sure to have an interactive portion of the class. Some of these were, for example, having members of the class actually record a segment of an old-time radio script, which we would gather around a small recorder and do our recording, and then I would do that editing usually prior to the next class, play them, we would listen to it, critique it, and so on. We did that once with scripts. We did it once where they made their own sound effects, which was just fascinating, just like in the old days. So we tried to make sure to have that kind of experience for them in each class. And so we would record those, and we can give a listen to a little snippet of it if you'd like.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay.
From the pen of Raymond Chandler, outstanding author of crime fiction, comes his most famous character in The Adventures of Philip Marlowe.
There was a rough desert wind blowing into Los Angeles that evening. It was one of those hot, dry Santa Anas that come down through the mountain passes and curl your hair and make your nerves jump and your skin itch. Anything can happen when the Santa Ana blows in from the desert.
It was about 9 o'clock when I stepped out of the elevator on my floor and almost walked right into a tall blonde in a bolero jacket.
Oh, excuse me.
Just a minute, lady.
I said, excuse me, I'm in a hurry. Now, if you'll be good enough to step out...
Look, you better not go out dressed like that. You're in trouble.
Trouble?
Yeah. The cops are looking for you in those clothes.
But I haven't done anything that...
No time to explain. I'm in room 41 across the hall. And don't worry, I won't try anything either.
All right, I'll go with you. I'll go.
I went to my apartment. I rustled up some scotch and soda, but when I handed the girl her glass, she had a small automatic in her hand, and her eyes were full of panic. I put down both glasses on the table slowly, so I wouldn't be misunderstood. Look, sister, maybe this wind's got you crazy, too.
Don't move. Stay back. Not one step closer.
Well, thanks, Cabell. That was really great to hear those students really taking in and understanding what old-time radio was about. And I'm sure the audio and the video and the media that you used in the course helped. What advice would you give a faculty member out there that has never used media in their course before but wanted to give it a try?
Well, I would say, first off, don't be daunted by it if you haven't done it before. There are wonderful, intuitive, easy-to-use tools that are available now. And there are also really great resources here at Duke to help you with your classroom presentations. I'd recommend it highly as a good way to go. The students were very engaged. It was a successful class, and I look forward to teaching it again.
Well, great. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you for joining us on this week's episode of devilTech. We'll see you next time. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is door. D-O-O-R.
I didn't know you could spell it, George.
You bet your life.